So since when PlayStation announced this news that it's going to discontinue game disc from 2028, and it will sell games digitally on the PlayStation Store only. So it's getting destroyed by different corporations, retail associations, politicians, lawmakers, law firms, lawsuits, etc. So we are going to cover a few of those in that video. So this is an article from a Mexican outlet, Level Up. It's evident by Spanish language advertisements. So Mexican lawmakers have filed complaint against PlayStation to the National Antitrust Commission of Mexico. And by the way, Antitrust Commission ensures that companies like PlayStation don't become a monopoly and that competition should exist for firms like PlayStation so that they will not cause exploitation of customers by charging too high prices. Tu pasión indestructible. Even Toyota ad is in Spanish for Mexico. So by the way, these lawmakers or politicians, they have raised a few great points in this complaint against the PlayStation. So the first thing is that this will remove an option for customers to buy discs to choose between game discs or buying games digitally from the PlayStation Store. Now customers will only be left with one option of buying games digitally from the PlayStation Store. So that's going to limit choices for customers. And another great point is that still release of game discs put pressure on PlayStation to not charge too high prices on the PlayStation Store. And at times, occasionally, they give discounts and sales as well to customers on PlayStation Store. So just imagine if game discs get eliminated. So there will be no competition at all for PlayStation Store because PlayStation Store exists on a closed ecosystem on the PlayStation. So definitely it will cause more exploitation of customers by charging even more ridiculous prices. And this shit will also affect retailers as well. Sales for retailers are going to decline, and certain retailers might not even survive after making considerable losses. They might finally give up and they will close their retail stores. So that will increase unemployment. And second-hand market would be totally eliminated. So those people who sometimes have limited income or they have other commitments, and after that they want to spend money on buying games. So second-hand games provide a cheaper option for them to buy games. So that will be eliminated. And at times, people want to play certain games, but they don't want to support developers for certain reasons. So they prefer buying second-hand games in that case. And even for certain games, if the studio that made the game doesn't exist now or has been closed, so it doesn't make sense buying new games because that will not support the developers at all because the studio doesn't exist and developers have moved on with other studios or they are doing different things in life. And by the way, this point, which I like the most. So it's great to see that one of the lawmakers or politicians of Mexico is using the one of the points of PlayStation's term of service against PlayStation. So taking a good dig at PlayStation. So if customers buy game physically, they own the game. But if they are buying games digitally from the PS Store, they are just buying licenses, which can be revoked anytime. And in one of my previous videos, I've given examples of that. And by the way, one of these lawmakers, I think so. Her name is Irais Reyes. I don't know the Spanish pronunciation or the Mexican Spanish pronunciation. In 2025, she also resisted president's 8% tax on digital platforms. So, and by the way, President Claudia Sheinbaum, she's the first president of Mexico who belongs to the religion of the Little Hats. And any decision that benefits common people or benefits the citizen, uh, you cannot expect such decision to be made by these little heads. They are always going to make a decision which harms citizens or make their lives more difficult. So just imagine if game disc get discontinued from 2028, and besides the higher prices of PS Store, there will be 8% tax. So for Mexicans, these games will be very expensive. And another great point is that if Sony wants to transition to an all digital future, so obviously it's Sony's and or PlayStation's assumption is that everyone will have high speed internet, uh, and that's not the case in Mexico. In Mexico, I think so high speed internet is not available with everyone, and probably high speed internet is quite expensive. And this is quite similar to the situation in Pakistan. At least Mexico is supported by PlayStation Network and it has a PS store. Uh, Pakistan is not supported by PlayStation, and we don't have a PlayStation store. So we have to create accounts of other countries, as I covered in one of my videos. And even net speeds are not net speeds are not good in our country. They are just average. They are not bad, but they are average. So these game discs they make easier for us to install games on our PlayStation. And if complete game is on the disc, so we just have to install updates digitally. And even those updates, even if their file size is less, so they take a lot of time for us to be installed on the PlayStation from the internet. So just imagine in all digital future, if we have to download all games from the internet, and entire games will be downloaded from the servers. So it will be quite annoying for us. And certain internet service providers, they provide high-speed internet in our country, but high-speed internet is quite expensive. So we have to just rely on the medium speed or lower speed internet because that's affordable. And there are rumors that in Pakistan, Elon Musk is interested in setting up operations for Starlink. Uh, but it's not confirmed that whether that will become a reality or not. And one of the lawmakers has also raised a point that if Sony resorts to an all digital PlayStation Store ecosystem, so it will become a monopoly, and that goes against the certain Mexico's competition laws. And France presidential candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon. I hope so my pronunciation is correct, but obviously I don't know French, so probably I might have pronounced this guy's name wrong. But well, apologies. He also he also took a shot at PlayStation with the end of physics. And actually, he originally wrote the status in French or the tweet in French. That's the translated version. So it might not be 100% accurate. With the end of physical games, the video game industry wants to impose a fully digital model on us, where access will be conditional and time limited. I've already covered in one of my videos that how this access will be conditional and time limited, considering the very sinister PlayStation's term of surveys, PlayStation safety, and the biasness of the human moderators, and even PlayStation's end user license agreement. The bias rights will be denied. This is the triumph of total commodification. You pay full price for nothing more than a simple revocable right of access. So we are paying full. We will pay full prices just for licenses. Let's not let them confiscate our cultural heritage. Let's take back control. Sign in, and he also has shown the support for the petition. And by the way, I've also signed this petition. So if a France presidential candidate is also taking a shot at PlayStation, so that's not good for the brand image of PlayStation. And by the way, before discussing this official ERA statement, so it took me some time to find the official statement from the one of the retailers association of the United Kingdom. Actually, what a lot of YouTubers and streamers and those who are covering the gaming news, what they do is, so they take their information from sources like Pirate Nation. And though Pirate Nation is a good source of news, I am also following him. Forgot to follow him. And many times his news is correct, uh, but certain times he has proven to be wrong. And recently he was dunked on by Sean Ledden, the one of the former heads of PlayStation, or one of the former executives of PlayStation. So I try my best that even if I'm reading a news from Pirate Nation or a tweet from a Pirate Nation, I try my best to verify it from the official source. So Pirate Nation obviously made a tweet about it that one of the retailers association of UK has condemned PlayStation for its anti-customer stance. So I tried my best to find the official source, and we have the official source with us. Pirate Nation, Mango Lawyer, Learning the Law, etc. So that's why I don't use their tweets much in my videos. And this is from the official website of the association, the Digital Entertainment and Retail Association. This is a UK association. Removing game disc, remove customer choice. By the way, excellent headline. And this is from the statement from the CEO of this association. Is a triumph of corporate convenience over customer choice. Yes, Sony is just prioritizing its slight increase in income and profit over giving choice to customers and to the loyal customers, which made PlayStation the success it is today and it was in the past, in the previous generations. Every year, millions of gamers still choose to buy physical copies because they value to ownership. A disc can be shared with family, just like I've shared my Stellar Blade disc with one of my cousins. He's having a great time with it. Traded in, can be exchanged with another game collected present crucially still played years from now. A download license offers none of those freedoms. So obviously, I gave an example of Drive Club in one of my videos. It has been delisted, but one of my friends gave me, so I'm still able to play it. ERA consumer data shows that 25% of under 25 use this for gaming, and the total display games market was valued at over 300 euros in 2025, and that's just for UK, Europe, etc. That doesn't cover the United States, which is one of the major markets for gaming. And I can say that in United States, this figure might be even higher, demonstrating that there remains a substantial committed audience for box game. So when around 300 million euros are just made from UK and Europe, so there are other regions as well, and especially in Third world countries, they buy more physical media because of slow internet and because many countries are not supported officially by PlayStation Network. I mean, retailers see this demand every day. Physical games continue to bring people into shops and give consumers real value through gifting, collecting, and resale. And they are a good source of gift as well. Uh, If someone you want to give a gift to, if he or she is a gamer, so I think so. No gift can be greater than a game collecting and resale. The industry should be embracing every legitimate way customers consumers want to buy games, not narrowing their choices. That's a great point. And even though it has shown appreciation for digital media as well, digital distribution has transformed gaming and is hugely popular. But it should complement physical formats, not replace them. So both options should be provided rather than restricting choices for customers. Consumers deserve the freedom to choose how they buy their entertainment. Removing discs doesn't represent progress. It simply removes choice. By the way, the CEO has dunked on PlayStation in a very savage manner. Amazing. Took great shots at PlayStation without being offensive. That's bad for gamers, bad for retailers, ultimately bad for the long-term health and preservation of our games industry. And by the way, you guys might have heard about Dutch lawsuit against PlayStation. That Dutch gamers were quite pissed off at PlayStation, and they started a lawsuit against PlayStation. So Milberg, this is a law firm, and obviously it's in Amsterdam, being a part of Netherlands or Holland. So this is one of those firms, legal co-counsel. This is one of the firms that is involved in the lawsuit against PlayStation. And the main point of this lawsuit is that PlayStation is charging too high prices on the PlayStation Store, and that prices are much higher than the prices of the disc version of those games. And in my previous video, I showed in the previous news video, not that Resident Evil 2 testing video. Obviously, that's not a news video. That for third party physical media sales on PlayStation charges 15% commission or licensing. For digital games, if third party games are being sold on the PlayStation Store, Sony charges a 30% commission. So that can be one of the reasons for higher prices on the PS Store for the digital versions of the games. Closed ecosystem, limiting price competition is a higher cost for consumers. So many points are quite similar to the points raised by other law by those lawmakers in Mexico, by the UK Retailer Association. PlayStation users in the Netherlands pay an average of 47% more for digital PlayStation games than for physical copies of the same title. 47% more. And in my first news video, I showed example of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4, that how they're, even though I bought new discs for them, but they were still cheaper than the digital versions on the PS Store. The Stitching seeks compensation for Dutch PlayStation users who were paid due to Sony's restrictive practices. Additionally, the case aims to force Sony to change its behavior, ensuring fair pricing and improved market conditions for digital game distribution. So, firstly, the lawsuit wants PlayStation to give refunds to the gamers excessive from whom they charge excessive pricing, and it also wants Sony to make improvements to its digital ecosystem. And I've covered in one of my videos that digital ecosystem is one of the worst of PlayStation. So a tweet about this was made by accounts like Pirate Nation, etc. But I still took some time to find out the official source of the information. So glad the information exists on the law firm's website. And Santa Monica Studio currently developing God of War Lofi, and reception to God of War Lofi has been quite negative because there are signs of agenda pushing. Kratos being replaced by a female character, his dead wife, and they spend money again. I will say they've wasted money on Deborah Anvil. Such mainstream celebrities should not be used excessively for games because that money can be used on important aspects such as gameplay, music, etc. So they wasted money on Deborah Anvil, and they toned down her looks. to punish the male gaze and to hate on male gamers. So the reveal trailer got massive dislikes, and obviously I'm not interested in this game because I even didn't like God of War 2018. I tried it on my friend's PS4 when I didn't have a PS5. And when I bought a PS5, certain friends they question my choice of buying Stellar Blade first. That you should have bought Spider-Man 2 or God of War Ragnarok. They are so great. Stellar Blade, oh, it's a gooner game. So I said that I didn't like God of War 2018, so it's very unlikely that I will like God of War Ragnarok. But one good thing which they did is that they've confirmed that the game will be available on disc. So if one of the Sony's studio they have to give justification and they have to make a tweet like this, it means they are feeling backlash. They are scared. So it means a backlash is working to an extent, and either it will be released before 2028, and or because it's a PlayStation flagship studio, so they will be given a leverage, and even if their game gets released 2000 in 2028 or beyond, their disc will be made by the PlayStation disc factory or the Sony disc factory. And Domino's Pizza UK, that's also doing a great job of taking shots at PlayStation. Digital Pizza, digital Pizza. Say Domino to Digital Pizza. It's not easy running Domino's UK social media accounts. Physical pizza, digital pizza. Taking great shots at PlayStation. My face after every PlayStation joke. And considering the Pizza Hut's downfall, so I think so Domino's is doing quite well in other countries. Even in my country, Pakistan, Domino's is doing quite well. Sales are quite good. And even though due to franchising system, the taste is quite different in each and every branch, but still. Did someone order a digital pizza? We have sold around 173 million pizzas since PlayStation last posted. Perhaps we should send them a digital copy. So obviously that's also not good for the brand image of PlayStation that a major pizza outlet is making memes and making fun of you making fun of PlayStation's stupid decision. Now, one organization, one entity from which we cannot expect to make any decision which will benefit the citizens or the customers. So that's the holy, the great, the divine European Union EU. So firstly, they deserve a middle finger. So fuck European Union. So their statement is companies are free to offer games and services in the manner they see fit. So don't criticize billion dollar corporation. We are not going to do anything against the billion dollar corporation. We will continue to because it gives us taxes. So if it's just giving us taxes and if it's pushing our agendas, so we are not going to do any harm or we are not going to show any resistance to the billion dollar corporation which is PlayStation. So European Commission for Consumer Protection Michael McGrath said that EU is unable to step in. It does to come down to commercial and contractual freedoms, and companies are free to offer games and service in the manner that they see fit, provided that consumer rights are fully protected in line with the national EU law. So though European Union and can fuck up the livelihoods of the farmers. So although I'm not a European, but since COVID and up till this day, goof, I followed quite a lot of news about the EU's decisions. So they tried to mess up the livelihoods of the farmers in the name of climate change myth, I can say. And Mark Rutte, that was responsible for the horrible decisions against the farmers in the Netherlands. He failed there, he resigned from there, and then he failed upwards at NATO. And they can mess up with the VPN companies to stop providing VPN services for the European users so that they can spy on their own citizens. They can waste money on age verification laws. They can waste money on social media policing of citizens, just like Keir Starmer wasted a lot of money on social media policing, age verification, etc. in the UK. By the way, I think so. Executives of PlayStation quite seem like a Keir Starmer, making pathetic decisions each and every day. Keir Starmer. And even they can make lives difficult of the even they try to make lives difficult for the car manufacturers by pushing mandates like that gas vehicles or the petrol or the ICE vehicles will be discontinued from 2030 and all car companies will just have to manufacture and sell electric cars, so they can go to this extent. So even they themselves wasted money on the age verification laws, and they are even making other companies wasting money on the age verification systems. And you guys might know that if you are creating a UK PlayStation account, so you will have to tolerate all that age verification bullshit. So that's why one account which I created was of the USA. That's quite important if you are living in a country where PSN is not supported, because for the USA account, gift cards, games, resources are easily available. So getting USA play PSN gift cards is the easiest in my country and even in other third world countries. The another account I created of UAE because no age verification, no such bullshit was in the UAE account. You can easily create a Middle East account without any bullshit verification. So that's why I didn't create a UK account. But when it's come to the PlayStation, companies are free to offer games and services the manner that they see fit. Even though you can give quite tough time to PlayStation, it's in a great position to do so. It's one of the most powerful authorities in the world, but it's not willing to do anything. And anything that benefits customers or citizens, so any such decision which benefits citizens, you cannot expect EU to make it. Especially the current terrible women which are running the EU and they are destroying EU and Europe. Even I am from Pakistan, but I understand all this. So obviously, I understand the frustrations of the Europeans with EU and the people who are running EU. So that's all for today. In next video, I will try to cover that what we as gamers and customers can, how we can show resistance to PlayStation.